The nutritional program page allows you to create a full, comprehensive nutrition program 1 week at a time. At the top of the page, you can use a predefined nutrition week, which will then only use recipes that are in that predefined week, as well as you can set maximum prep time, maximum cook time, and a max number of ingredients for any recipes to be suggested. There are 4 options for how to create a week. The Choose Manually option will create just a blank template that is then used simply as a food logger. So on each individual day, for each individual meal, you'll just simply log what you ate. The system will then record and track all of your calorie and macronutrient information over time. You can use a previous week as a template to start from and use it exactly the same or make small changes to it. The Suggest My Favorite option will look at all the individual custom criteria for each individual person, and then will only use recipes that have been suggested as favorite and build a 100% customized, balanced nutrition program. Obviously, the more favorite recipes that you have saved, the more accurate this will be. And the Suggest My Week feature is commonly known as the I don't want to think about it, just tell me what to do, in which case the system will go through and suggest an entire week's worth of nutrition and customize it and balance it to each individual person. So it will not only balance calories, but also macronutrient information as well. Let's take a look at the Suggest My Week feature. Click on that, and the system will start to load suggestions. This process takes anywhere between 20 and 45 seconds, depending on how many nutritional preferences are set. The more preferences or exclusions, the longer it'll take the system to create the balanced program, because it has to go through and exclude various recipes. So we can see that suggestion only took about 15 to 20 seconds. So we can see we're looking at Sunday currently. You can view any previous or future week as well. You can also choose to print the week using the shortcut at the top. Now this example, we're using an American client which has the My Plate. So the client was Canadian. It would then show the food pyramid or Canada Food Guide, and it also has the Australian Food Guide for Australian clients. Over on the right are the macronutrient goals and complete breakdown. And then in the middle are the particular individual's basic requirements for calories as determined by their body composition, calories they require for cardio training on that given day, calories required for resistance training, which are averaged over the course of a week, the weight loss deficit, which is part of their weight loss goals. In this case, it's 1/2 pound per week or 500 calories per day, and then the overall target number of calories. So then on the right, we can see the target calories, and then the breakdown by fats, carbs, and proteins, and then the actual being achieved based on the suggestions below. So you can see the system gets quite close. You can also see your servings from My Plate for what's suggested and what are actually being achieved. This allows this nutrition program to fall within the scope of practice of a personal trainer. The program is always editable by any individual client, so that it is not a nutrition prescription, but rather just a suggestion. Down below, we have the 6 meals throughout the course of the day. The first meal of the day based on your wake-up time, and how much water should be drank over the course of that meal. We can see recipes that have been suggested. You can then save it as a favorite, or choose to edit the recipe. If this was a recipe that you had every day for breakfast, you can simply click the lock icon, which will then lock this in, so that from now on in the future, that recipe will always be suggested for breakfast. You can see the more detailed information about this recipe, including the servings, calories, fats, carbs, and proteins, as well as a brain health score. The higher the number for the brain health score, the better the overall recipe is for your brain. You can delete the recipe if you wanted to add something else instead. We can also see that this is 20%, or the goal is 23% of your caloric requirement for the day, or 567 calories. So we can see that this recipe suggestion is within 7 calories of that goal. If you wanted to change the recipe, you can click Favorite Recipes, and the system will then suggest a new recipe from your list of favorites that is within 10% of your goal for that meal. Suggested recipes works very similar, but it will use all the system recipes minus exclusions. So you know you can select from any one of these and you'll be close to your goal for that particular meal. To change it, you simply click the green checkbox and it'll swap out the current recipe for this new one. Clicking the plus will just simply add this recipe in addition to the current one there. So in this case, we'll click the green check mark, and the system has now swapped out the old recipe for the new one, bagel and peanut butter with a side of fruit. We can see it's still within 4 calories of your goal for that particular meal. You can also choose to go through and manually choose a recipe, which will allow you to search through existing recipes using predefined terms. Or you can add a food. So for example, with your morning snack, if you wanted to add just an apple, you simply click Add Food. That'll come up with the option. You simply start to type in the term apple. The system will give you a refined list. You can now scroll to an apple raw with skin, if that's what you've eaten. Select a medium apple or whatever size apple you're eating. Edit the amount. Then we're going to save that food to the meal. We've now added an apple to your morning snack, which then adjusts your calories accordingly. So throughout the course of the day, again, you can see what time you should be eating at, the amount of water to drink, and the meals themselves. These meals are now available as part of your cookbook and grocery list as well. Down at the bottom of the page, if you wanted to resuggest the current week, simply click the Resuggest button and it will start the process over. If you like this day and you want to copy it to another day of the week, you simply select the day you want to copy it to and click Copy. You can also jump to any other given day of the week by simply clicking on the day.